welcome to the replay. I'll be right with you. Well, hello there, everybody. My name is Susan Tapley, and I'm an executive director with Chalk Couture. We're called couturiers where I work. It's called an executive couturier. What we do as designers is we help people make beautiful home decor pieces using silkscreen transfers and a creamy form of chalk called Chalkology paste. Today I'm here to give you a quick demonstration, hopefully it'll be quick, of how to make a beautiful countdown to Santa with one of our new holiday transfers. It is so cute and I'm so excited to do this. Actually thinking about hosting a class for this at the end of the month. I'm looking at November 26th. I'll have both an evening and a morning workshop in the Springfield, Mass area. So if you are local to me and are interested in attending, please message me and let me know you'd like to come. Hello, Miss Mary. Thank you for joining me. So this is one of our reusable silkscreen transfers. As you can see, we've got a beautiful ornament. We've got the words days until Christmas. Santa stops here. We've got a star. We've got the word Merry, so you could do Merry Christmas. And we've also got numbers that we're going to use for our countdown. So what I'm going to do first of all is to cut these pieces apart using just a regular pair of scissors. I also wanted to show you the surface that I'm using. This is one of the newer Chalk Couture surfaces called an Odette surface. It's kind of like a white chalkboard. It is so pretty, and the best part about this is that when Christmas is over, you can wash the design off of it and redesign using a whole different idea or seasonal icon. So without further ado, I'm going to start working this piece by cutting it apart on the lines. For now, I think I'm just going to do days until Christmas and the ornament because that's about all I'm going to fit on here for the moment. I will be using the numbers in a few minutes when I'm all done, and you will see how that looks too. Got kind of a fun idea for this one. I've really been into doing 3D designs, so this one I think you're going to like. So I'm just going to put this aside for now. Mary, if you can see me and hear my voice all right, just let me know. Sometimes I have technical difficulties. It's just something I do. I don't know why, but I do. So I'm going to cut these apart, and if you look real closely, you can see that there's a line that goes through all of the areas that you should be cutting apart. So these are reusable silkscreen transfers, which is wonderful because if you like to make these for gifts, you can use it. Well, the company says 6 to 12 times. I've gotten many more than that out of it, but they're really nice and they hold up well. So before I start chalking, I'm going to write on the back of the transfers. And there's a few different reasons that I do this. First of all, I'm just going to write the word ornaments on the back here. When you're working with a whole bunch of transfers and they're all spread out over the table, sometimes it's easy to get confused over which carrier sheet goes with which transfers. After we use the transfers, we wash them off, dry them sticky side up, and then you replace them back on the transfers so that they're safe and you can use them another time. If you're working with a lot of people at a workshop or something, it's also easy to get your transfers mixed up with other people. So this is one way to make sure that you have your transfer back. You also put your initials on the back and the front. Okay, We'll do that one. I'm just going to do these two, Christmas. My initials. What's up today, Mary? I'm glad you got to connect with my friend Jessica. I think you guys will love each other. Days until. Hey Lacey, if you're watching, I'll have to get right back to you about that, okay? Just started a live. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is remove the transfer from the carrier sheet. And the easiest way to do that is to peel your thumb around by the edges. Just kind of roll your thumb along the edge and peel it off the transfer. Sometimes our transfers are very sticky, and you want to do something called fuzzing. And what fuzzing is you're actually laying it down on one of our fuzzing cloths. You can also use a towel, you can use a t-shirt, anything that will help it pick up just a little bit of lint. It softens the adhesive on the back so it doesn't stick quite so tightly. So I'm just going to put this on and off a couple times, and it should be ready to go on the surface. Fuzzing is especially important if you're doing layering. This is not a layered piece today, so we don't really have to worry about that. So I'm going to make sure that you guys can see exactly what I'm doing, but if I go off camera a little bit, please let me know. I'll do my best not to, though. I'm just going to turn this around so I can get it nice and straight. This always works better when I'm planning it. I don't know why I have a hard time getting things straight, but we'll start here. Okay, that's about right. Okay, I'm just going to smooth this down. And it's still crooked. Gosh. That should do it. Okay. So you're going to want to make sure that you smooth it down with your fingers. Anywhere that you see white actually has a screen that runs through it. It's a very fine screen that our chalk paste will go right through. We're not using paint at all. It is a creamy form of chalk that goes on wet, dries hard in a matter of minutes. It is water soluble, so if you would like to wash it off a non-porous surface, it's usually pretty easy. So I'm going to adjust my camera just a little bit, bring you a little closer so I can move this in so I can reach it just a little better. Hopefully that'll do it. So my plan with this project is to use a couple different colors. I've got candy apple red, I have shimmer gold, I have meadow, which is a really pretty green, and I also have black velvet. So when you are getting ready to use your paste, the first thing you're going to want to do is to stir them up really well. That incorporates all of the oils and the pigments in the chalk so that everything's all blended together well. So I think my plan is to do a red bow, a gold hanger, and those little, I don't know, like a chain that the ornament would hang from, and then alternate red, white, and gold in the ornament. Now you could do this in any color that you want. I'm more of a traditional kind of Christmas person, so that is my plan for this time. I'm going to show you a method that I like to use called the paste and peel method. This is a really good thing to do, especially if you're a new chalker and you haven't really picked up speed or learned how quickly the chalk can dry. You always want to remove the chalk before the transfer, before the chalk is dry, so that if it does dry on the transfer, it'll actually pull up when you pull the transfer up. So you want to always remove your transfer when the chalk is still wet. So I guess I'm going to start with the gold, and I really should stir up all of these before I get started. So I'll just give them a quick stir. Got my little stir sticks here. Chalk Couture does have them available for sale. However, I'm using these little makeup sticks that I bought before Chalk Couture had stir sticks, and they work just fine. So I'm just going to use these until they're not working well anymore. So sometimes your paste gets a little bit thick, like this one feels just a little bit thick. You want it to be about the consistency of cake batter, but if it feels like it's the consistency of something heavier like brownie batter, you want to give it a little drink. Just give it a little squirt of water and stir it all up, and that should help it. Just a little bit at a time till it feels like the right consistency. This jar is practically empty. We have used this to death, but there's definitely enough for this project. If you're just popping in, be sure to say hello and let me know where you're from. Love to know that. So I'm just going to stir these up and put them aside until we are ready to use them. The red one, I don't know why, but it's always very thin and never needs a drink. That one is about the perfect consistency today. Well, that looks good. That there. Put the gold one away too. I've got the green. I think this is a brand new jar. Sure is. Still got the lid on there. I'm going to peel that off. And this one looks really, really thick, but we'll see. Sometimes the more liquidy parts are hidden on the bottom. So I'm going to stir that up. So it's nice and creamy. Looks beautiful. Hello, Jennifer Jones. You have had so much going on, girl. I can't even believe it. I don't even know where you are these days. So there's my green, and I'm going to also stir up the black a little bit. So I'm really excited that I'm going to be able to add a little dimension to this one. I'm going to add some greens and also a small chalkboard disc in the center of the ornament so that you can change the numbers whenever you want. Okay, those are good. Got a little chalk dust here. And we're ready to get started. Hello, Missy. How are you doing tonight? All right, so as I said, I'm going to start up at the top here, and I'm going to do these gold, and I'm also going to do the hanger and this little loopy thing here. What do you call that top of the ornament? We were talking about that the other day with a group. Yeah, we don't know the name of it, but we tried. So I'm going to show you what the paste and pull method looks like real quick, and then we'll move along. I'm going to do the gold areas, and I'm also going to do this bow in red. I've been doing this for a while, so I kind of have a feel for how quickly things dry. But if you're just new and starting out, you want to do a little bit at a time, this is a great method for you too. So I'm going to use this really small multi-tool to apply this small area here. This is a tool that you can use to stir up your chalk paste. It's got a little scoopy kind of end down there that you can clean the bottoms of, or the edges of your jar of paste with, but it's also got this little tiny brush on it that you can use to smooth over your small detailed designs. Now this one here, I am just going to cover the design with the chalk paste, and I'm going to go down here. I'm not using too much with this one. This is a shimmer paste. It feels a little different than your normal paste, but it's a little grittier feeling. So you're just going to cover your whole design, and as soon as that is covered, you scrape off the excess and put it right back into the jar to use for another project. So that looks pretty good. There's very, very little waste, as you can see. I'm just going to cover that up for now, and I'll show you how I paste and peel. So I've got the paste down, and now to peel it, I'm just going to grab the transfer and pull it back. Just like that. So far, so good, huh? Staying warm. Missy, I don't know. It looks like it's going to snow today. I'm not ready for that. So off to the side here, I have my handy dandy hair dryer, and I'm just going to give this a quick dry. My husband flew off to Chicago this morning, and the first flight that he had planned was canceled because of the snow. I guess they had closed some of the runways in Chicago, but he did get another flight on another airline. Thank goodness. So now I'm going to place the transfer back where it was, very gently, and I'm going to smooth out the parts that still need to be chalked. So I'm going to do the bow next, and I'm going to do that in a pretty red color. Candy apple, to be exact. Okay. That's all down. I'm going to use a different squeegee this time. This one's a little bit bigger. This is called a mini squeegee. We have a few different sizes. There's the multi-tool, there's the mini, there's a small one, which is this size. And then we also have a 4-inch handled squeegee, which you use for larger projects than this one. So I'm going to take some of that red chalk paste and just take a little scoop. and spread it over the design. Now you're going to notice that I'm not worrying about staying in the lines. You don't have to worry about that at all. Just cover your design with the paste. I'm going to try to avoid the gold areas that I already did, but you never know. If it goes into an area where it shouldn't, I can always wash it off. Because this is sort of a chalkboard surface, it's very forgiving and you can clean up just about any mess that you can make. So you can see that it's all covered, and I'm going to scrape off the excess, scoop it back into the jar. You want to have a nice thin coat on there. If you start to feel your paste getting a little bit draggy, that means you need to pull the transfer up. So far this feels really, really nice. So I'm going to give that a pull and dry it just like I did before. Paste and pull. Ta-da! So far, so good. Need a better place for my dryer though. I'm just going to give this a little dry. Okay, so that doesn't have to be thoroughly dry because I'm just letting it fall back nice and lightly on the design and rub down the area that I'm going to do next. So I'm going to try to do a couple colors at a time now so you can see a little bit faster how this goes. I'm going to move along and do some green. I think I'm going to do alternate green, gold, and red on the stripes on the ornament. So we'll see how that looks. These are some pretty tight little spaces here that I'm working with, so we'll see what happens. So Missy, did you see any snow today? I was watching, but I didn't see any flakes because it was certainly looking like it was going to. So I'm adding a little green here. And scrape that excess off. Not very much excess on that one, but just a tiny bit. Now I'm going to go in with my gold again. This gold shimmer is really, really pretty. It's not like glittery, it's just got a tiny little bit of sparkle. Come on. It's a really, really tiny line I'm working on here. A little spot right there. Okay, and I'm going to do one more stripe and then I'll pull it again. So do you guys typically tend to do like traditional colors or the more on-trend colors that you see in the stores this time of year? Missy, you had snow? Oh my gosh. How much did you get? Not interested in having any of that yet. Thanksgiving would be okay. Christmas Day would be okay too, but that's all. I'm not a cold weather person. I should be down there with Jennifer Jones. Here we go. I'm going to pull that. Ooh. What do you think? All right. While you're watching, if you wouldn't mind sharing the love of Chalk Couture with your friends and family, just hit that share button so that we can let other people know about this really, really cool product. Okay, I'm going to do another gold and then a green. Little tiny gold right here. Jen, your new place looks gorgeous. I was looking at the pictures of your new home earlier. Not sure if it's your home or your office or what exactly you have going on there, but it looked really nice. And there's my gold. And then we'll go get some of that green again. No accumulation. Hallelujah. There we go. So what are the trendy colors? I honestly have not been like to Target or any of those places to see what the on-trend colors were. Was it last year? They were like lavender and baby blue. I don't know. I live in New England, so it's not really too popular out this area. Where's my jar? There it is. Okay, we'll pull that. What do you think of this paste and pull method? Personally, I love it. Okay, here we go. Let it go. Put that down nice and lightly, and we'll move along to the next gold and red area. So when you are doing the paste and pull method and you're drying in between, one thing I wanted to mention is that you need to be very careful that you do not get your transfer heated up with your dryer. It can cause it to stretch or shrink, and that'll be hard to use the next time. So just be careful not to put it directly onto your transfer. Sometimes I use a heat tool that I use for crafting, mostly for embossing and things like that on paper, and that works really well too. But it is a really intense heat, and if you're not careful, you can melt your transfer or even boil your chalk. So be really careful about that. I'm telling you because I know from experience. Who knew, huh? Okay, red, and I think I have time to do another row of gold. I'm going to get this baby done pretty quick, I think. Okay. Hello, Miss Nancy. Nice to see you today. I know how much you love cold weather. Not. I think you like it better than hot weather, though. So it's okay. I've had my fireplace on all day. Kind of wimpy like that. All right, let's pull that bit up. Oh, so pretty. Okay. Let that fall back down, and we'll move along. We are almost done with this part of it. I can't wait to show you what I have planned though. So you have to stick with me till I'm done. So there's the green. How am I doing keeping the rhythm here with my colors? Uh-oh. Let me turn that off. Hold on one second. Oh, hang in there, guys. I might lose you for a second. Oh, there we go. Okay, that was an alarm to remind me to call somebody. Let me just message her one quick second. Tell her I'm going to be a few minutes late. Okay, so I thought I had more time before that call with this fun, wonderful lady. Okay, she'll wait. I think she's fine. Get my gold. All right. Oop, what was that? There's a little bug in my room here. I don't know where it's coming from. Gold, and it's time for the red again. So, hey Jen. Yeah, I you know what? I have been like a crazy woman lately, Missy. I have not had time to go live as much as I want to. I know. There's always something going on. But I try. I think I'm going to make it all the way down to the bottom of this section. Then I can pull the whole thing off. How's that? Got my gold going on. Jen, you caught me in action. I know. Blah. I always get covered with this stuff, don't I? This one's just about done. I think it's gonna be really fun when it's finished because I have some fun plans for it. Okay, I have everything covered, so let's peel and reveal. Oh, so cute. So you guys, if you could see this up close, you'll notice that it's a little rough looking on the bottom part of this ornament, and I can fix that later. But you know what? I must have moved too slow. But I can fix that later. I'll wash the transfer, lay it back on top, and it'll be all fine. All right, I'm going to close up some of my jars here because I'm done with those colors for the moment. And then we're going to move on to the bottom part, and then I'm going to decorate this. And I think it's going to look super cute. So, okay, we're almost cleaned up. All right, so I'm just going to hit this with my dryer one more time. Thank you, Missy. Hi, Tally. Hi, Christine. Christine, long time no see. I miss your face. I think I blew part of the transfer off the table. There it is. Okay. So my plan down here is to do days until Christmas down here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And what's the other little part? Maybe I'll use a little star that was on there too. What do you think? Should I use this? Why not, right? Let's go crazy. Is there anyone out there who can tell me how many days there are until Christmas? That would be important for me to know. Yeah, I think I'll do something like this. Let me move this up. Ah! Out of my sight. Let me move this also. There, you can see a little bit more that way, right? Okay, so I'm thinking I'm going to do days until Christmas like so. All right, so this has Christmas written on it already. I'm going to fuzz that up just a little bit. Thank you, Nancy. Do you think it looked hard to do? The hardest part for me usually is getting it straight. So you guys, again, if you are just popping in there, be sure to say hello and hit that S-H-A-R-E button. I'm not supposed to say that on Facebook, but don't tell them. Okay, there's my word Christmas. I'm going to do these letters in black. And did I stir that one already? I don't think I did. Well, maybe I did. Okay, I don't have to stir it again. I think I'll use one of these, small squeegee. Grab a little bit of that black paste and smooth it over. I always tell people this is like butter and toast. Anybody can do it. I'm just spreading it over. Don't have to stay in the lines at all. No worries. Okay, it is covered. That means I'm almost done. Just going to take my squeegee and go back over it, scoop out all the excess, and put it back in the jar. Most of the time you can tell when you've scraped enough off because you can see the design underneath it. Not always, especially if you're using a color that is teal because it looks just like the same color as our transfers. So that is done. I'm going to pull her up. There we go. Christmas. Now, I think I'm going to do the little star just above that, but I'm going to give this a little dry. 41 days. Thank you, Nancy. Good to know. I'm going to need that in a minute. All right, I'm going to dry this up. Okay, so I think I need to write star in the back of here. Star. And my initials, of course. If you guys are here from the beginning, you know why I do that. It's a really good reason. I'm going to peel this off and attach it to my surface. See if that's dry. It's pretty dry. I'm going to fuzz this just a little bit because I'm going to overlap the word Christmas just just a smidge. 43? Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't see. I need some new glasses. Did you guys read my story about what I did last Sunday? I went to church with 2 different pairs of shoes on because I lost the lens to my glasses and I had an old pair on that they're not my prescription anymore, obviously. Okay, so I think I'm going to do little green lines and a little red star there. 43. My gosh. I have 1 Christmas present purchased. 1. How about you guys? And it's just a silly one too. It's not anything anybody really needs. I thought it was fun. Okay, get this little star going. This is a really big squeegee for that little spot. I'm going to get a smaller one. I've cut some of these up so they're pretty tiny, so I can get into spots like this. You guys see what I'm doing? Sorry, I keep moving this forward so that I can see it, and then I realize that you probably can't. Okay, so pull that off. Oh, so cute. And I'll dry this. To Days Until, right above there. I really like it. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do a class on this if you guys want to come live in the local Springfield, Mass area. It will be on November 26th. I'll have a class from 10 to 2 and another from 7 to 9. Not 10 to 2. I'm getting frustrated here. 10 to 12 and 7 to 9. We have a lot of fun at those. There's usually singing. Brian, 8 to 14 degrees. I hope you're saying, Nancy, not inches. So I'm fuzzing up this little Days Until on the side here. Again, you can't see it very well because this is a really long board. And I'm going to put this right about here. Above the green line, and I'm going to do that one with black also. Oh, Nancy, I'm sure you're saying degrees. That's not good. Okay, that is the last one for now. Oh, so cute. So cute. Okay, so I'm just sticking these transfers to my table on the side here, but when I'm all done, I'm going to take them into my kitchen, put them in the sink, and wash them under lukewarm water and dry them sticky side up. Now we get to do the really fun decorating part of this. Not that this isn't fun, but we're going to decorate this up a little bit. So there's a couple things that you could do to change the date in the middle. First of all, Chalk Couture has a wonderful chalk pen that you can write the number of days in the middle here, and you just take a little wet paper towel and wash it off every day and change it. But I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to use a little round chalk chip. You may have seen these before. I often use them when people are brand new at chalking just so that they can try it. But my idea is that I can put it right in the middle there. I like the contrast with the black, and it matches the black down here. And I'm just going to add some of the numbers from the rest of the transfer, if I can find it. Here it is. Okay, I've got lots of people messaging me. Sorry about that. I'll have to wait. You guys are first tonight. Okay, so we have 34 days, 43 days left, right? I'm going to scroll back here and see because I'm being dyslexic. I can't remember. 43 days. So I need a 4 and a 3. from the numbers that come with this transfer. And there's the 4, and one more is a 3. Hi, Karen Haskell. Nice of you to join us. Jennifer Jones. What's the temperature where you are? She's down south, y'all. All right, so I'm just going to move the board aside for a minute. And I'm going to show you how to chalk a chip. So what I'm going to do is just place the number on the chip. This is the number 4. Hopefully it's in the right place. I think I need a little bit of weight. Hold that thought. Okay. Had it right here. Ooh, this one's almost empty too. I'm running low on some things. I only need a little bit, so it's no big deal. Okay, let's give this a 4. You guys are watching, please say hello. Tell me where you're coming from. Okay. Oops, let me go in here. Sorry about that. So here's the 4. Just a quick swipe. And again, this chalk will wash right, oops, I just missed a spot, will wash right off tomorrow when you need to make it 42. I'm just going to peel that off and give it a little dry time. And now the 3. Forgot to write on the back of my 4, but I'll do it on the 3. Okay. This one I'm going to be layering over the 4, so I'm going to fuzz it on my towel a little bit. Remember, you just place it down and peel it back just to pick up a little bit of fuzz from that towel. And that will soften the adhesive so it's not quite as sticky, because this side of the 3 might overlap the 4 just a smidge. Okay. Let's see if we can do this without it being too wonky. I'm just going to pull it closer to me so I can see a little bit better. Can't see through this one much. That looks about right, so we're going to go with it. A little bit of white paste and smooth it on. Okay, we are done with the white. Pull that transfer. Ta-da! Looking good. I'm gonna close my white paste. You guys want to remember to close your paste if you're done using it. The less exposure to air it gets, the longer it will last without hardening up. I have so much chalk dust on my table. All right, so the question is how to make it stay right there. So my solution is to use a glue gun. I probably won't wash this off. I really like it, and I like the way you can play with it a little bit. But I do have my glue gun, and I'm just going to attach it so that it stays. Yes, it was plugged in. Made me question myself. Just going to run a little line or of glue around the edges. If you guys are not comfortable using a glue gun, be sure to be super careful because you can get nice burns with it. There, if it's just right there. And I have one more thing I want to add. Can you guys see this? I can see there's a glare on my camera, but I really think it looks cute. So the other thing that I wanted to add was a little bit of greenery. I love it when my projects come out a little bit dimensional. So I have some greens that I've been thinking about putting on here, kind of near the bow. What do you think? Right up there. I'm going to trim these down a little bit. I've got these little sprigs with the red accents on them. I'm going to have to really play with this a little bit to get it right. Like so. And maybe a jingle bell in the center. Da-da-da! What do you think? The greens or no greens? It's really messy right now the way it is, but I can clean it up a little bit. You guys like the greens? Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Or leave it without it. Guys, I know you have an opinion. You're going to have to help me out here. These are going to need to be trimmed a little bit. Christine, I just noticed it says you're one of my top fans under your name. That's so awesome. So if I put one there, trim these a little bit. Put one here like that. I don't want to cover the whole bell, but oh, you guys are not talking to me. What the heck? Maybe a little bit. All right, I'm just gonna do it then. Ah, Tally says without. Tally says without. Okay, I could also just put a little jingle bell on here, or not. Does it need anything else, you guys? What do you think? Here's with the jingle bell. It's a little red jingle bell. Or I can do a little bit of greeny. You would like it if they were smaller. Could probably trim them down a little bit. All right, let's try that. Let's try it. Jennifer, are you still there? What do you think about that? Jen's like kind of like Martha Stewart. She's one of those people. Try a tiny green. Okay. Here's a tiny green. I feel like I need 2 tiny greens though. Make it even Stevens. Just the ball. Oh my gosh. Got all these mixed opinions here. Shredding cheese. Couldn't text. All right. I think I'm just going to leave it like this. And you guys know that if you decide that you'd like to take this class, or you decide that you'd like to do this on your own, you can add all the greenery and jingle bells you want to. So that's part of the beauty of Chalk Couture products, is that you can make them your own in any way that you want to. So I will post a picture of this a little bit later and show you what it looks like all in one piece, because I can't fit the whole thing on my screen. But I want to thank you for watching today. It was great to see you guys, and I wanted to mention that I do also have a website right here. I'll post it at the bottom. If you are interested in joining my VIP page, especially if you're local to me and might be coming to some of my workshops, please put VIP in the comments. If you are interested in making money crafting like I do, it is the best job in the world. Please write opportunity or join in the comments, and I will get back to you about that. And if you are interested in coming to this class, this project workshop on November 26th, right, project workshop in the comments, and I will be sure that you are well aware of when that's going to happen, and we'll get you all the information that you need. So thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful evening. Stay warm, and if you're in a cold place, stay out of the snow. Hope you have a wonderful night. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.